Welcome to another episode of Scott Nothing Adventures, all about Repos turtle encounter. I'm Shelby.
And I'm Mel, and we got to go do this encounter together. Lucky for us that we got in, because normally this is completely booked out every season. So unfortunately, the only reason we got to go and do it was because of the floods in eastern Queensland, southeastern Queensland, at the time that we were at Bargara. Now, this is all part of what we got up to at Bargara, but this is something a little bit special all on its own, so we wanted to create its own little video. The Bargara episode was absolutely massive with what you have already seen in it. So let's move on. And what actually does happen at Repos?
Well, the start of the year, November to January, females dig a nest and lay there. January to March, the babies hatch.
Okay, so what did we get to see?
We saw the babies hatch.
Okay, very good. Now, do you remember what type of turtles we got to see hatch? I've got a list of questions here, so we remember to cover everything.
Loggerhead.
Loggerhead. We got to see baby loggerheads. All right. Now, loggerhead turtles are not the only turtles that lay eggs at Repos. Do you remember what other turtles lay?
Loggerheads.
Yep.
Flatbacks. Green turtles.
All right, so there's 3 different types of turtles that lay here. Which is the most common one to lay?
Loggerheads.
Loggerheads. Excellent. After we watched our hatchlings emerge from their nest and then go down to the ocean, what happened next?
Dug up nest.
We did. We got to see them dig up another nest. Now, did this nest hatch the same night we were there?
No.
How many days before did it hatch?
3 days.
3 days. So because this is a research centre, they obviously are monitoring all the nests and all the turtles and stuff like that. So after 3 days, they then dig up the nests very carefully. Okay, so the GoPro just dropped out. We're not sure why. All right, digging up the nest. Why do they dig the nest up after 3 days?
To record how much shells.
Yep, so they record how many turtles had been laid in that nest. What else do they record? Or look at?
Check for any that have been able to dig out.
So they also check for any that haven't been able to dig their way out. Sometimes they've been on the bottom of the nest and they just not strong enough to push up, or they just get tired of trying to push their way up through this end. So did they find any that were still alive in this nest that we saw?
Yes.
Do you remember how many?
5.
5. So they were able to rescue 5 turtles from this nest that we saw dug up. What else do they check for?
What stages those that didn't survive?
Okay, so they look at the shells. So out of the ones that didn't survive, they look at the shells and work out at what stage it that died. So there was hardly any. Most are still at that embryo stage. Now, do you remember roughly how many eggs are in a nest? Or do you remember how many they counted in this one they dug up while we were there?
15. 15.
15 eggs. Out of think back.
50.
Higher.
60.
Higher.
1,000.
80. So
100.
roughly around the 80 mark is how many hatchlings or eggs get laid per nest. Now let's see. Oh yes. What else do you want to add in?
The shells felt like balloons.
They were, and they were really, really delicate. It was like a balloon made out of very fine paper, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And yeah, so
it just felt like balloons.
yeah, so it was like a rubbery paper type.
Like rubber.
Yeah, but it's very soft and very delicate, so they actually have to be very careful and try and put their hands under the eggs and lift them out carefully so they don't actually break any before they count them. Oh, now, how big are the eggs?
The size of a ping pong ball.
Size of a ping pong ball, and you'll see how big the turtles are when they hatch out, and this is a woman's hand. We had a female guide with us the night we went out. Okay, good, bad and crazy. Okay, what was your favourite, most memorable part about Repos?
The picture of the adult size one.
Oh, where you got to stand?
Yes.
Okay. All right, bad. What do you think was bad and you didn't enjoy at Repos Turtle Encounter?
Some things you could not touch, like to feel.
Yeah, they did. They had some,
like, turtle shells.
yeah, they had some old turtle shells. And what else was there? There were bones, I think.
Yeah.
And that, but they were display only, so you couldn't touch those. And what about crazy?
Crazy.
What was crazy about it?
That there was 80.
That there was 80. You think that's a crazy amount?
Yes.
Okay.
I thought that would be small amount.
All right. Good. I'm going to go with, it was a pretty special experience to go and watch, and pretty amazing. Bad, it's a sit and wait game, isn't it? You literally, you go in, you got to line up to get in the door. You finally get in the door, and then you just got to sit. You get numbers. So the night we went, there was 2 groups, group 1, group 2. We were group 2, and within half an hour, group 1, they got to go out, and we sat and waited. So make sure you're packing snacks, make sure you've got drinks, pack maybe card games or something. They did give Shelby a booklet, and an activity booklet, and did they give us pencils or
1 pencil?
And they gave us a pencil, and then yeah, but it's definitely not something for little kids, because then you sit and wait. It could be a late night, but we were very lucky. Finally we got to go out and experience. Yes,
it goes up to 2 o'clock.
It can. You could be there till 2 o'clock, 2:30 a.m. or 2 a.m. in the morning. It can be, when they say late, it could be a very late night,
like midnight.
So, and they don't let you go out and have a look until they actually see a nest starting, and then they guide you. And if you're not a fan of the dark, or if you're not good at night, your vision's not good at night, is probably not a thing for you as well.
My vision's not good at night.
Because there's a lot of walking on uneven ground in the dark, not being able to use your torches and light. Do you know why we couldn't use the light and stuff?
Because the turtles were affected by light, like the Bundaberg town's light. They had to make grow trees to block all the light off.
Yep, because what happens to the turtles?
They follow the light.
They follow the light. So usually the moon is shining over the ocean and they crawl down the beach to the ocean. That was my bag. Crazy. I don't think I really have anything crazy to say about the experience.
Another crazy.
Yes.
They found 340 loggerheads.
Yep. So this season, the 21-22 season. All right. This is approximately how many loggerheads laid nests?
340.
How many flatbacks?
9.
How many green turtles?
5.
Excellent. So in this video you get to see how big the adults are compared to a 10-year-old child. There is also in the turtle encounter, in the hands-on kids section, is craft displays by the local schools. So if you got any kids and need some craft ideas, they're in there. And we also have a really important message in here, don't we?
Pick 3 for the sea.
Yes, it's take 3 for the sea. So we go into more detail. But what else did you want to add in? That's it?
One more.
Yep.
In the nest that digged up, they had 5, and they had 5 grains. They could have been grains. That's all.
Okay, there you go, guys. Thanks for tuning in to this episode. Is an important lesson though. It's a simple tip. It's called take 3 for the sea. So it's a matter of, if you see rubbish, if everybody picked up 3 pieces of rubbish off our beach, it will help protect our marine animals. Now I'll spin you around, show them what we found. So there's our 3 bits of rubbish we have found and collected. We're about to find a bin, pop them in the bin, because it's even more important right here where we are, because there's turtle hatchlings migrating back to the ocean this time of year. We're here where we are at Bargara. So please do the right thing. If you take rubbish with you when you go to the beach, take your rubbish back with you. It doesn't take much to put it back in your bag and pop it in a bin once you get either back up to the car park or when you get home.
Like and subscribe to our channel, and don't forget to put a comment down below.